for this first in the series of spiritual aloneness. For those of us who are vowed religious or diocesan priests, I want to choose a prayer from Karl Rahner that speaks very deeply to me. Only in love can I find you, my God. In love, the gates of my soul spring open, allowing me to breathe a new air of freedom and forget my own petty self. In love, my whole being streams forth out of the rigid confines of narrowness and anxious self assertion, which makes me a prisoner of my own poverty and emptiness. In this passage, for us who are religious or who are diocesan priests, living celibately as best we can, this poverty and this emptiness is something we know, perhaps an emptiness. But when we, as Karl Rahner points out, when our whole being streams forth, then we escape from that sense of emptiness because we move into the fullness of God. And God's fullness brings such peace and healing to us. We need to make external this love that is within us. And we need that to be aimed at a God who can fulfill in such a powerful way that need we have, so that our poverty and emptiness aren't the only thing we experience, but instead we experience a rich and deep love for God and God's love for us, which sustains us and carries us on in our lives in very fruitful, powerful, wonderful ways. What is beautiful too here, as he talks about in love, the gates of my soul spring open. For too many of us, it seems that our hearts have to close in because there's no one of deep significance to us. But when we allow this love to flow out towards God, as Karl Rahner says, the springs of our heart, the gates of our soul are sprung open, and we move into a very deeply fulfilling experience of God's love. So as you pray with this passage, may you find this tremendous experience of deep, deep wholeness in your relationship with God, and God's love for you and your love for God, allowing you to find in God whatever it is that you deeply need in that aloneness might seem to strip from you. So that poverty and that emptiness instead are changed into a wealth of experience in a fullness of life and love with God.